Today, I'm sharing the big changes that are happening in my business and the future of Moriah Riona Branding. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Moriah, the owner and creative director of Moriah Riona Branding, helping creative female entrepreneurs build brands with confidence and success. If that's something you're interested in, then be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and click the bell icon to make sure you're the first to be notified when I upload new videos. My changing business. As they say, the only constant thing in life is change, and I would argue that the same is true for business. I have had this business in one form or another for the last 12 years. It's been a side hustle and full-time, and then back to a side hustle again while I was back in school, and then it finally became my full-time career. I started out as a wedding photographer, then a wedding photographer / graphic designer, and now the current iteration of my business, which is a full-service branding studio. It's been 12 years of my life, and during that time, I also earned a degree in graphic design, got married, and started a family. This little business has been through a lot with me, and I guess it's changed as much as I have. When I first launched the most current version of my business, which most of you know me for, Moriah Riona Branding, in the spring of 2018, I had a very specific audience. Having just officially retired from a 10-year career as a wedding photographer, I decided to rebrand and really narrow down what I was doing and who I was doing it for. The what was branding, and that's all I do now. I've got several different services available like brand design, web design, brand photography, and brand strategy. But the focus for all of them is building high-end brands. And the who was creative female entrepreneurs. But if I'm being honest, it was actually so much more specific than that. With 10 years experience as a professional photographer, I wanted to share my knowledge and experience with other female photographers to help them grow their brands and be more successful. And that's what I did. I have worked with so many amazing photographers over the last few years to totally transform their brands so they can start charging what they're worth and making a living doing something they love. I've also worked with some other incredible female entrepreneurs like authors, coaches, hairstylists, and even a fashion designer on projects I feel honored to have in my portfolio. And while I plan to continue offering high-end branding for creative female entrepreneurs, I've noticed that as my business has grown, so has my audience. And that audience has changed. My changing audience. My audience is no longer just female photographers. Instead, it's all kinds of creative female entrepreneurs. And I'm excited to help all of you grow your businesses and build brands that you're proud of. Whether I get to work with you one-on-one as your brand designer and strategist, or you simply check in here every week just to catch the latest video, I am so honored to be a part of your entrepreneurial journey. Speaking of my changing audience, I've noticed that over the last 6 months in particular, I am getting a ton of other graphic designers following me. And honestly, I love that. I recently realized that I had been so focused on sharing my tips and ideas for growing a photography business that I'd missed the fact that I'd grown an incredibly successful graphic design business in just 2 years. My changing content. Because I've become more aware of how much my audience has changed and evolved over the last few years, I've decided to change the way I'm approaching my business and my content. Now, don't freak out. You can still count on me for all things branding, marketing, and business. I will continue to share my best tips and advice on how to grow your business and build a sophisticated and sustainable brand. However, I'm planning to add several new types of content to this channel and my business in general over the next few months. First, for all of you graphic designers who are following me, I want to let you know I am planning tons of new content specifically for you. I want to share an in-depth look at how I've grown my business and my clientele, and how you can too. I also plan to create more lifestyle content so you can get a peek into my life as a mom and entrepreneur. And I'll be showing you some of the systems, tips, and tricks I use to make sure everything runs smoothly. I actually get questions all the time about this, like, how do I get it all done? How do I balance motherhood and my career? And what are my tricks for making it work? So I'm really excited to start sharing a behind the scenes look at that side of my business and my life as well. And I'll also be talking more about one of my core beliefs as an entrepreneur, which is self-care, and things you can do to make sure your health and well-being are not always at the bottom of your to-do list. Lastly, I'll be sharing a more in-depth look into my own personal style. I'm so excited to share that I was recently invited to be an influencer with Like to Know It. Like to Know It is an app where you can follow your favorite bloggers and influencers and shop their looks. I have been shopping via Like to Know It for a long time, and it has saved me a ton of time and helped me find some of my favorite clothing and home decor. Ever since starting my blog, and especially since I started this YouTube channel, I always get so many questions about my clothes and my home decor. So now I'm excited to be able to share my style with you through Like to Know It. To shop my looks, all you need to do is download the app and sign up. Then search for me, Moriah Riona, in the app and make sure to follow. When I create new shoppable posts, they'll appear in your feed. You can also follow me on Instagram at Moriah Riona, where I'll be sharing many of my Like to Know It posts. Audience Survey 2020. So help me help you. I want to know more about you, what you do, and what you're looking for from me and my content. That's why I've created a new audience survey for 2020 to help me better serve you, my audience. It only takes a couple of minutes to fill out, and I would be so grateful if you did. So check out that link down below so I can get to know you a little better. You can also leave a comment down below and introduce yourself, or join my free Facebook group, Rise and Shine Mastermind, and connect with me in there. I am so excited for these changes to my business and content because, in truth, the why behind my brand has always been to simply help other women succeed in business. Whether you're a photographer, a graphic designer, or something completely different, I just want to help you grow as an entrepreneur, and I am so glad you are here.